Do you know on July 20th, 1969, at 2:56 UTC, a man first walked on the moon? At that moment, when most of the world was fast asleep, a single boot pressed into powdery lunar dust, leaving behind a footprint that would never fade. The Earth, nearly 400,000 kilometers away, watched in awe. For the first time in human history, someone was not standing on Earth, but above it. The man was Neil Armstrong. His voice, calm yet etched with gravity, echoed across televisions and radios. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But the journey to that moment didn't begin on the moon. It began with a race not for gold or glory, but for the stars. In the shadow of the Cold War, two superpowers were locked in a cosmic competition. When the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1 in 1957, America panicked. They weren't just losing the space race, they feared losing technological dominance. So in 1961, President John F. Kennedy made a bold promise that America would land a man on the moon before the decade was out. People were skeptical. The idea sounded like science fiction. Computers were still the size of rooms. Rockets exploded more often than they succeeded. But determination took root. Thousands of engineers, scientists, and astronauts worked tirelessly, burning through budgets, late nights, and unknown dangers. And hey, if you're enjoying this story and love learning the incredible facts behind the dates that changed the world, go ahead and like, share, and follow. It helps this channel reach more curious minds just like you. Now, back to the moon. The result? Apollo 11. On July 16, 1969, the Saturn V rocket roared to life at Cape Kennedy. Three astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, sat atop a controlled explosion, hurled beyond the skies. For 4 days, they drifted in the void, Earth shrinking behind them. Then came the moment of truth. On July 20th, the lunar module Eagle detached and began its descent. But something went wrong. They were off course. Alarms blared. The module was headed straight for a boulder field, dangerous terrain that could destroy the ship. Armstrong, calm under pressure, took manual control. With only 30 seconds of fuel remaining, he found a safe spot. "Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed." Cheers erupted at NASA. People wept. Others fell silent, overwhelmed. But it wasn't over yet. Hours later, at 02:56 UTC, Armstrong climbed down the ladder. He paused. The final step from the lander to the moon was just over 2 feet, but in that gap was the distance of all human history. Then, he stepped. That was it. The impossible had become real. Buzz Aldrin soon joined him. Together, they raised an American flag, not as conquerors, but as pioneers. Their message was not just for Americans, but for all humankind. On a small plaque left behind, it read, "We came in peace for all mankind." Back home, over 600 million people watched live, an unprecedented moment of unity. For a fleeting instant, the world looked up, together. Do you know what happened on July 20th, 1969, at 2:56 UTC? A footprint was made on the moon, but its real mark was left on the soul of humanity.